So welcome back. Thank you for joining me. So today we're going to talk about, in this video, understanding burnout, overwhelm, and self-check-in. And if you've ever found yourself stuck in the cycles of burnout that I talked about in my last video, with overwhelm, emotional spirals, and so on, you're not alone. And ADHD isn't just about focus, it's about how we process energy, emotions, and responsibility in a way that often feels all or nothing at all. And actually, it's quite similar with PTSD, very similar, actually. So we go from hyperfocus and energized to completely drained and unable to do anything. So I'm going to walk you through why ADHDers struggle with burnout and overwhelm, how to catch the early signs before things spiral, how a simple self-check system can help you regain control. So by the end of this, you'll have the practical steps to prevent crashes and feel more in charge of your life. So let's get into it. So why ADHDers struggle with burnout and overwhelm? ADHD brains don't regulate energy and effort the same way that neurotypical brains do. Instead of a steady pace, we tend to sprint until we crash, especially when we're hyper-focused or running on stress. We overcommit or overextend, as I mentioned before, and we take on too much because in the moment it feels exciting, the dopamine's going up, and we don't fully register how much energy it will later take from us. We struggle with task switching. Our brains have trouble switching gears. So when we're stuck in one mode, work, stress, or distraction, it's hard to break out. This can lead to emotional spirals where one day feels like the end of the world. It's always be all or end all and nothing in between. So we ignore our basic needs, and because of time blindness, we forget to eat, hydrate, rest, or take breaks. And by the time we notice, we're already depleted and everything feels overwhelming. We push through until we crash. So we often don't notice burnout until we hit wall, and suddenly we can't do anything, even simple tasks. And then we feel guilty or ashamed because we feel like we've failed and we're being lazy, which makes the cycle worse. So if that sounds familiar, don't worry. It's not a personal failing. It's just an ADHD pattern. And that means it's something we can learn to manage. So how do we catch early warning signs before crisis mode? The key to preventing full-blown burnout is recognizing it before we hit the wall. So some red flags are racing thoughts, difficulty switching tasks, feeling stuck in one thought pattern or emotion, procrastinating even on an easy task, an emotional sign, feeling overwhelmed by small things, easily frustrated or snapping at people, anxiety, guilt, or the sense that you're failing. And the physical signs are forgetting to eat, forgetting to drink water, not moving your body, extreme fatigue, but still wired at night, feeling sluggish or foggy brained. And if you notice these signs, you have to stop and give yourself a break. Instead of pushing through with brute force, take one small action to interrupt this pattern. And this is where self-checks come in. So the power of self-check is something we will talk about. So a self-check is simple, low effort tool to prevent burnout. It helps you pause, notice where you're at, and take small steps to correct your course before things really get worse. So how to do a quick ADHD self-check. First of all, rate each of these 1 to 5. 1 struggling, 5 stable. So environment. Is my space overwhelming, messy, or chaotic? So 1 again, struggling, 5 stable. Basic needs. Have I eaten? Have I slept? Am I hydrated? Have I moved my body today? 3, self-care. Am I showered, dressed, or taking care of my body? 4, finance. Are my money worries making things worse? Check in with your finance. Check what you're doing. Make sure that you're up to date with your subscriptions, your bills, and so on. Social. Am I isolating myself or struggling with communication and relationships with my family and friends? Am I disconnected mode? Am I in disassociation mode? These are all things we need to check. And finally, overwhelm. Do I feel like everything is too much? So if one of these is really low, then start there. Prioritize with that. If you haven't eaten, grab some snacks. Hydrate, move your body. If your space is chaotic, clear one small space. And if you're overwhelmed, take 5 deep breaths and shake it out of your body, or do the box breathing method, which I've explained in other videos. Don't try to fix everything at once. Take one tiny action. Small wins build monuments. The goal is progress and consistency, not perfection. So to recap, ADHD burnout happens because our brains struggle with energy regulation, and the key to preventing burnout. The key to preventing burnout is noticing early warning signs before things spiral, and doing a daily self-check, a quick daily self-check to help you regulate and correct your course with small, low-effort actions. So this is your starting point for creating structure that works for your brain. And your next step, try doing the self-check today and pick one small action that you can improve upon in the area that's low, and let me know how it goes. And remember, you are not broken. Your brain works differently, and that's perfectly fine. And we're here to learn how to work with it so that you can be optimal, not against it. Thank you for listening.